Bienvenidos, and welcome back to Travel Destinations Cinematic, the channel where we count down the world's most beautiful destinations in stunning cinematic style. Today we have another top 10 for you, and today we are heading to a country that has surprised the entire world with its transformation, its beauty, and its extraordinary warmth. Let's go! Welcome back, Colombia. Today, Colombia is one of the most biodiverse countries on Earth, home to more bird species than any other country, to vast Caribbean coastlines and Pacific jungles, to snow-capped Andean peaks and the Great Amazon Basin, to colonial cities of extraordinary beauty and coffee landscapes of almost impossible green. From the mud volcanoes to the wax palm forests of the Andes, from the color-soaked streets of colonial towns to the electric energy of cities reinventing themselves before your eyes. Colombia rewards every traveler who comes with an open mind. This is our personal top 10 of the most beautiful destinations in Colombia, and our number 1 might surprise you. These are our picks, and we would love to hear yours. Sit back, grab yourself an arepa, and enjoy the show. Starting our journey at number 10, the Tatacoa Desert. The Tatacoa Desert is one of Colombia's best-kept secrets. Stretching across the upper Magdalena Valley in the department of Huila, this is not a desert of sand, but of ancient eroded rock. The Tatacoa is divided into 2 distinct zones, the red ochre Cuzco section in the north and the pale gray Los Hoyos section in the south, each with its own character and its own light. And at night, far from any city and beneath some of the clearest skies in Colombia, the Tatacoa reveals its greatest treasure, a darkness so complete and a star field so dense that the observatory here draws astronomers from across the country. It is a place that stops people in their tracks, and a place that almost nobody outside Colombia has heard of. Arriving at one of Colombia's most beautiful colonial villages at number 9, Jardin. Tucked into a deep green valley in the coffee-growing highlands of Antioquia, surrounded on all sides by steep forested mountains that seem to press in close around the town, Jardin is a colonial village of remarkable preservation and remarkable charm. The Central Plaza is one of the finest town squares in Colombia. The surrounding mountains are home to dozens of endemic bird species that make Jardin a destination of pilgrimage for birdwatchers from around the world. And the cable car that rises from the edge of town to a hilltop overlooking the entire valley, the mountains, the coffee farms, the red tile roofs below, offers one of the most quietly beautiful views in the whole of Colombia. Into the jungle at number 8, the Colombian Amazon. The Colombian Amazon is among the most biodiverse regions on Earth, a vast cathedral of forest where pink river dolphins surface in the brown water beside your boat, where giant river otters fish in the backwater channels, where troops of squirrel monkeys move through the canopy and scarlet macaws cross the sky in pairs. The indigenous communities of the region, the Ticuna, the Yagua, the Huitoto, have lived in relationship with this forest for thousands of years, and visiting their communities offers a depth of cultural encounter that few destinations in Colombia can match. And the Amazon at night, the sounds of the forest closing in, the sky above the river blazing with stars, is an experience of genuine, humbling wildness. Arriving at one of Colombia's most unique experiences at number 7, Volcán Totumo. Volcán Totumo is not like any volcano you have ever visited, rising from the flat Caribbean coastal plain north of Cartagena like a small, perfectly formed cone. This mud volcano offers one of the most singular and most joyful experiences Colombia has to offer. The mud, said to have therapeutic properties and rich in minerals, covers the skin with a smoothness that is immediately addictive. Around the base of the volcano, the shallow lagoon and the Caribbean coastal landscape stretch in every direction. It is not a grand or solemn place. It is an absurdly fun, completely Colombian experience that nobody who visits ever forgets. Arriving in Colombia's great capital city at number 6, Bogotá. Bogotá is a city that defies easy description, a sprawling, complex, endlessly surprising metropolis of 8 million people sitting at 2,600 meters above sea level on a vast Andean plateau, its skyline backed by the steep green slopes of the eastern hills. The historic district of La Candelaria, a dense grid of colonial streets, painted churches, and 16th-century plazas, holds the Museo del Oro, whose collection of pre-Columbian gold is among the finest in the world. Monserrate, the hilltop shrine rising above the city, offers a panoramic view over the entire city skyline. And the street art of Bogotá has made the city one of the great outdoor galleries of South America. Bogotá is always alive. Into the jungle coast at number 5. Tayrona National Park. Stretching along the Caribbean coast at the foot of the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, the Tayrona Park protects a coastline of white sand beaches backed by dense tropical forest, framed by enormous granite boulders that tumble from the jungle down to the water's edge. The beaches of Tayrona are not beaches of easy comfort. The surf can be powerful, and the jungle trails are steep and hot. But that is precisely what makes them special. They feel wild, untouched, and adventurous. And above the coast, largely invisible in the cloud forest and known only to the indigenous Kogi people who inhabit it, the Sierra Nevada rises to snow-capped peaks just 40 kilometers from the Caribbean shore. Colombia's most iconic landscape at number 4. Cocora Valley and Salento. The Cocora Valley is one of those landscapes that stops you completely. A wide green valley of mist and cloud in the heart of the Colombian coffee region, from the floor of which rise the wax palms. Colombia's national tree and the tallest palm species on Earth, these extraordinary plants reach heights of 60 meters and more. Slender, pale columns rising impossibly high from the green valley floor into the cloud and mist above, as if the ground is trying to touch the sky. The valley and the nearby small town, called Salento, form one of the most complete and most beautiful travel experiences Colombia offers. Arriving at the foot of the world's highest coastal mountain range at number 3, Santa Marta and the Sierra Nevada. Santa Marta is Colombia's oldest surviving city, founded by the Spanish in 1525 on a perfect natural bay between the Caribbean Sea and the beginning of the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. The Sierra Nevada is one of the most geographical formations on Earth. Within its forests and cloud-shrouded upper valleys live the Kogi, Arhuaco, and Wiwa indigenous peoples, who have maintained their culture and their relationship with the mountain in near-complete isolation from the modern world. And hidden deep in the jungle at 1,300 meters, connected to the outside world only by a 4-day jungle trek, the Ciudad Perdida, the Lost City, predates Machu Picchu by several centuries and remains one of the most extraordinary archaeological sites in the Americas. Arriving in the city of eternal spring at number 2, Medellin. Medellin is one of the great comeback stories of the modern world. Once a byword for violence and instability, the city has transformed itself so completely and so visibly that it has become a global model for urban renewal, attracting designers and entrepreneurs from around the world and drawing more visitors every year who come to see what a city can become when it decides to reinvent itself. The cable cars that rise from the valley floor into the hillside comunas are both a practical transport solution and a symbol of that reinvention. The Botanical Garden, the Parque Arvi, the public libraries, the Flower Festival in August. Medellin is a city that has turned its energy outward, into beauty and into life. And our number 1 destination in Colombia, Cartagena. There are cities that are beautiful, and then there is Cartagena, the walled city of Cartagena de Indias, a UNESCO World Heritage Site on the Caribbean coast of northern Colombia. Founded in 1533, it grew to become the most important port in the Spanish New World. The Great Walls of Las Murallas, encircling the old city in a circuit of pale stone that has survived centuries of siege, pirate attack, and tropical heat, are one of the finest military engineering achievements of the colonial era. Within those walls, the city is a world of extraordinary color, streets so narrow that the balconies above almost touch, facades painted in shades of yellow, terracotta, and deep blue, bougainvillea cascading from every surface in explosions of pink and orange. Cartagena is one of the most visited cities in South America. Some cities earn their reputation. Cartagena more than earns it, and that is why it is our number one. And that is our personal top 10 of the most beautiful destinations in Colombia, a country that has surprised the world and that continues to surprise every traveler who arrives with an open heart. Did our number one surprise you? We would love to know what yours would be. Drop it in the comments below. A thumbs up really helps the channel grow, and subscribe so you never miss a new video from Travel Destinations Cinematic. Until next time, hasta la próxima. Safe travels, everyone.